No hay diferencia.
There's a lot of smoke. Looks like the mine was pretty far back. There's enough blaze here to blast a mountain open. And there's a note on one of the barrels. This note's addressed to Oland. Looks like this mine was supposed to be shut down. Oland must have gotten greedy. Kept blasting deeper into the mountain. I should let Javad know what I found.
No me olvides, no he recogido lo mío.
So Oland was secretly blasting in the mine, trying to squeeze it for all it's worth. Until Bristleback stampeded through. Maybe the explosions blew away open? But from where?
Ah, qué bien. Hold on to this for later.
Leave us alone. We have nothing for you.
Well, where these people are, I guess they want to be left alone.
¿Tú crees? Canto de idiota. Me lo acaban de decir. Diablo. Timbrito. La música, la verdad que no me gusta. Como que, no sé, no cuadra con el ambiente. Y nada está pasando para que haya música.
I think I'm back in range of the Mr. Point. I could try to find where the image was taken.
¿En serio, rato? ¿Cómo lo voy a encontrar? Diablo, pero qué música más fuera de lugar.
It's a ruin from the old world. But I could find something interesting inside.
Entonces jodió. No me sale. Al carajo. Igual no me interesa. Ah, tengo dos.
I can't override that machine. But I could learn if there's a cauldron out here.
Ataca mi pequeño minion.
That's not.
Sorry, Red. We're closed.
Hey, Lois. Change your mind about that brew? Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire
Oh.
and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
So about Olvend.
Around here, everything's about Olvend.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back, but realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by.
Anytime, Flamehair.
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
Un minijuego. No lo puedo creer.
All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round, so go ahead and pick a second machine. Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the 2 machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that? Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now, see how your machine can't move close enough to attack? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can...
Esta mecánica está mala.
That's about it for your turn, then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time. And by the look of your machine's health,
¿Qué mecánica más mala es esa?
your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes that can be a good thing. Overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show you what I'm... Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, But you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner!
Bueno.
Wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget.
Por favor, léelo. No, no aparentes
These are all my spare
tanta
pieces.
emoción, por favor.
I want the
Siempre la misma cara.
Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor. Though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. I know I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. Now,
Shut the fuck
I
up.
could even
Thanks.
Don't be a stranger.
Bye. Entiendo por qué los personajes aquí todos son como Dios.
I could take her.
Can't be my round.
Exactly where I'm meant to.
Tell Petra I said.
Se joda, Petra. Tú también. Oh.
Savior of Meridian. Come on up.
You wanted to speak to me?
Well, you know better than anyone it's a dangerous world out there. And not just against machines. Name's Odor. This here's my training pit. Best place to practice close combat this side of the Forbidden West. Say, I wonder who'd win in a fight. You, the Savior of Meridian, champion of the East. The Enduring.
Sigue mamándoselo por todos lados.
Who?
The Enduring. A legendary Tenakth fighter. The master of masters. I've heard the Tenakth have training pits just like this one. It's how the warriors get so fierce, see? And only the very best from the pits get to train with the Enduring.
So, to find the Enduring, I should look for these training pits if I'm ever out that way?
You'll have to go far if you do. The Tenakth are split into 3 clans. 3 clans, 3 capitals, 3 training pits. My guess is you'd have to beat all of them if you want to train with the Enduring. If the Tenakth don't kill you on sight, that is. But that's a far spark in the wind. As for right now, I also offer challenges to test your fighting skill.
Who would I be fighting exactly? You?
Well, I know you're the savior and all, but
Maldita sea la madre la mamadera.
to challenge me. Rules are rules. We only use dual blades and practice arrows, mind. These drunken fools would run themselves through otherwise. You'll have to leave everything but your spear and practice arrows at the gate. But I'll look after your gear, not to worry. So, what do you say? Up for some training?
I might be.
That's what I like to hear.
Entonces. ¿Qué voy a hacer entonces? Pero yo no quiero...
Savior, what news do you bring?
Picked up the bristleback trail by the quarry. Looks like they stampeded out of a mine at the back of the valley.
A mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure, but Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think.
That Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking.
Dios mío. Dejen de estar mamándoselo tanto.
I need to go.
Of course.
If I'm gonna find out where the bristlebacks came from, I need to head further west. Another reason to get the embassy going?
Took a hammer to your head?
¿Qué le hicieron a mí? Se jodieron. Ustedes se jodieron. No, tú no te vas a ir muy lejos. Ah. Te equivoco. Ah, si van a correr no tengo tiempo.
Could look around with my focus. Try to match the vista point image.
Aquí ya no me sale.
This whole area is rigged with tripwires.
Hey, you! Make it worth your while if you kill these scroungers.
It's always something. Hold tight! I'll see what I can do!
Try luring them into the tripwire.
Oh, been spotted.
Why kill it like that? What do you think the tripwires are for? Just like I thought.
That's the last one.
Forge showed up. Tripwire's handy. Machine hunting's a youngin's game. Come on over. Let me give things proper like.
Slacking up for the hunt.
Hey, Red! Spare a moment, will ya? I see you're a practiced hunter. Took you less time to kill those scroungers than vanguards to kill one bristleback.
So the vanguards came through here?
Yeah, just a bit ago. Down that bristleback, headed south. But then those scroungers showed up to carve the carcass, as they do. Then another bristleback ran through. I'm telling you, it's crazy around here.
So the vanguard went south.
Probably. This whole valley is swarming with them. The vanguard seemed dead set on getting rid of them.
I see.
Hold on there, Red. If you're gonna go chasing across the Daunt, you're gonna want a tripcaster. Not just any tripcaster. One of my make. Free of charge.
Thank you.
Workmanship looks solid enough.
Yep. Been tweaking the design since I left Chain Scrape. More room to tinker out here and less chance of, well, accidents.
Did something happen in Chain Scrape?
Well, like someone.
Let me guess. Olvend.
Back when I had a place in town, he took a real interest in my wares. Kept pressing for the Ulven discount. I said no. He didn't like that so much. I can't prove it, but that chuff bucket set my workshop on fire. Felt it best to put some distance between us after that.
I should get going. Thanks for the tripcaster.
While you're blasting bristlebacks, I think I'll head down to the hunting grounds. Did you know they have a tripcaster trial? Come by later if you want to try it out.
Maybe. After I get things under control. So Aaron headed south. I should be able to pick up his tracks with my focus.
Bien. Tipo, está duro. Bueno, no se van hasta el fin del mundo como antes.
tracks. Maybe Aaron's and the Vanguard's.
Ciu, nie tam.
Sounds like someone's putting up a fight.
Mira quién es.
Another one down! Now this is what I was forged for.
The espresso jacks are everywhere.
No boring mid-afternoon patrols. Just the hammer. Just the fight. Aloy?
Aaron!
Stay where you are. I'll handle the rest.
Damn it. I should be down there.
Not with those ribs.
Hold up. Aloy, the logs up on those towers. Now, if you can shoot them loose, maybe you can get rid of these guys faster.
Got it!
Just have to time my shot.
Dos nomás dejan poner. No sirve.
need more.
Me hacen cara. Quería, ahorita sé. Bueno.
Oh, that one hurt. Those blocks and they'll come tumbling down.
Much better.
¿Dónde está este cabrón? ¡Mira ahí, puñeta!
Smash. Good. Oh, that one hurt. Like hammer to metal. Smashed them good.
¿Qué?
Caught me in my best. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you did the hard part. I just took care of the stragglers. How bad is it?
This? Who needs ribs, huh? Oh. I'm good. I'm good. Huh. Okay, well, I know you didn't come all the way to the Don just to watch me get wrecked. What's the story?
I need the embassy to happen, so I can head west. And what I did at the Spire, what we did,
that's great. I mean, not the threat's not over part. That's all right. But hey, whatever you're up against, your spear, my hammer, just like old times.
Erend, I need the embassy now. I can't wait for you to heal.
Couple of days rest, if that.
Actually, even if you weren't hurt, what I have to do, it's better if I do it alone.
Ay, tú eres tan puta, maldita sea la madre. Odia, pega.
That figures.
Erend! I hate to interrupt the romance, but I'm pretty banged up here.
Don't blow your blaze, I'm coming.
This just keeps getting better. Huh. Listen, I'll go to Barren Light, get patched up. If you want this embassy to happen, we're gonna need this sun priest, Studious Wadis.
Oh, I know him. I'll clear the Valley of Bristlebacks, then send Wadis to Barren Light. I'll catch up with you there.
Well, I guess that's sort of like a goodbye.
I'm sorry?
You? Sorry? That'd be a first.
Where is this coming from?
Hey, just, forget it, yeah. It's nothing.
It sounds like something.
All right, fine. Now, after the battle at the Spire, you took off. You left without so much as a handshake. I mean, people like me, we fought and bled at your side, Aloy. You just disappear?
Cógete,
What kind of
cabrón.
person does that?
Una puta, eso es lo que es. Ese es el tipo de persona. Cógete un canto. Vamos a ver.
Erend, look. I'm sorry it wasn't easy for you when I left. And I know it's not easy now, but what I've been doing...
Discúlpate.
Life on Earth is in danger. And only I can save it.
Maldita sea la madre.
Everything dies unless I succeed.
Well, then let me help.
No, porque tengo que ser la salvadora. Yo
There's no
soy la más cabrón aquí.
bad guy to kill. What I've got to do, I can't even explain it. Not even to
Más
people.
vale ese arco cambie con el tiempo.
So much for
Erend! By the forge.
Guess that's my cue.
Maybe I should go with you to Barren Light.
No, hey, you're needed elsewhere. Obviously.
Coño.
I think I've cleared out most of the bristlebacks. Chain scraping get back to work now. I'll go give Olvend the good news. What? Let's do. Then maybe this embassy can finally happen.
¡Ah! ¿Qué ibas a hacer yo? No puedo hacer nada por ahora. Ey, pero ¿para dónde tú vas? Eche para acá. Qué odioso.
It's a ruin from the old world. I could find something interesting inside. I could try to line up the Vista Point image again. I should be within range.
¿Por dónde?
I've been made.
Mierda. ¿Qué hora es?
Everybody, Horizone here, coming to you from Colorado. It is the 21st of February, a Tuesday. You'll be seeing this on the 22nd. The big news today is that Putin gave his one-year war anniversary speech in front of the Russian Duma, which is the Russian parliament today. And he, well, it was pretty obvious he was pretty cheesed off about a whole lot of things, but the two big takeaways. Number one, Russia has now formally withdrawn from the START Treaty. Now, the START Treaty dates back to the very, very late days of the Soviet Union or very early days of the post-Cold War system based on how you draw the lines. I believe it was ratified in 1990. And it is the original major strategic arms reduction treaty. And it is the core of not just the entire disarmament and non-proliferation regime, in my opinion, but it is also the core of the entirety of the American-Russian diplomatic relationship. Because if you can't agree that you can share a planet, then everything else is kind of the details. And so there was a START 1, and a START 2, and a START 3, and a START 4, and various agreements, not just in the nuclear field, but conventional weapons that had to do with the conventional forces. And Europe Treaty that regulated how many tanks each side could have, and all of them drew back to start. And the Russians have now withdrawn from every single one of them, with one exception, which was the intermediate range treaty the U.S. pulled out of. And so now the entire basis, legally and diplomatically, for the entirety of the bilateral relationship is gone. We have not seen relations at this level of hostility since at least 1983, when we had a nuclear scare over Berlin. But honestly, we're really edging back into the early Cold War days of the early 1950s, when Stalin was building up nuclear armaments at breakneck speed in order to try to achieve parity with the United States in the post-World War II environment in the early days of the Cold War. So, while Russia is at best a third-rate military power, it is not a big tiger. It is more like a rabid tiger with a really bad case of gangrene, and it can do a lot of damage on its way down. But now all diplomatic relations are basically in crapper. And there's no reason to expect the United States and the Russians to have any sort of meaningful discussions on anything until such time as the military position in Ukraine breaks very firmly one way or another. As you guys know, if you've been following me, the soonest that might happen is May and June, when we get a huge number of Russian conscripts come in facing off of a substantial amount of weaponry that is coming from the West. The balance of forces is very clearly with the Russians in that, but logistical supply is very clearly with the Ukrainians on that one. So it is, in its own way, a very, very fair fight. And until we have movement on the ground in a substantial way in Ukraine, we should not expect anything to come out of diplomacy between the United States and the Russians. Nor are the Europeans showing any sign of backing down either. Over the last few days, we've had the Munich Security Conference, which brings together thinkers on defense issues throughout Europe and the wider world. And everything was all about the Ukraine war. And the Europeans showed more spine and more resolve, especially from people in the European sphere that have a history of being pro-Russian or pacifist or anti-American. I mean, they were the no zealots like the converts, taking the firmest position, where Ursula von der Leyen, the chief of the EU, said she can't even imagine a future where the Russians don't pay for the entirety of the Ukrainian reconstruction. And the EU's foreign policy chief came out and said that the entire EU needs to put funds, especially joint funds, towards the operation and the expansion of ammunition lines. And this is a guy who basically a few years ago said that NATO was a relic and just we needed to move on. So everyone in the Western world is kind of on board here, while the Russians have drawn some very clear lines about what sorts of conversations can even happen, and it doesn't look like very much. The second big thing that Putin said is he has no intention of backing down from the war because Russia is fighting very clearly for their, quote, ancestral lands. This is one of those things that pops up in all of the war crimes tribunals and all of the war crimes treaties as something you do not go to war for. Now, I think everyone in the world has already pretty much made up their mind about which side they're on. I mean, we've literally had torture centers registered in the dozens, with a few of them allegedly even for children. And so anyone who's going to make a moral stance on this already has. But having the Russian leader basically quote what is not allowed under international law as the primary justification for what he's doing, it does kind of underline things and crystallize things, at least for the Western world. Not nearly as big as what's going on with the START Treaty, though, because, getting nukes out of circulation, this is a good thing. All right, hopefully I will have a little bit more cheery things to say in the future, but for now, that's all I got. Talk to you guys later.
Still here, I see.
You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble? Ha! Born with a hammer, nobody hand everything I've achieved.
And where is this
The Carja, someone had to...
I cleared out all the bristlebacks.
Oh, you did?
Now that you've recovered from your shock, time to blow the whistle.
Oh, there, not so fast. I'll have to send someone out to confirm the kills. Make sure the valley is safe again. shouldn't take more than a day or two.
No. You blow the whistle now.
These are innocent Osram lives we're talking about here. Surely the delay...
Either you do it now, or I will.
Ah, I knew you could do it! Friends, gather around. The savior of Meridian has done it again. The bristlebacks are defeated. You.
What?
Sound the whistle. Chain Scrape is open for business.
Terrific. Yay.
Yay!
And Ulvund has agreed to personally pay every worker their lost wages.
Yeah!
That's more like it.
Yeah!
Woo!
Ha
Yeah! Yeah!
Don't you have an embassy to get to?
Yeah. I guess I do.
Por fin.
Well, the chain scrape's back to work. Merchants should be open to trade. I should see if they have anything useful before I send Wadis off to Barren Light.
Ulvund must be better half the same. Brought out only the good stuff for you, Red. Seeing as you got that whistle blowing.
Hey, I've been waiting to get my lucky hammer fixed for days.
You haven't done anything useful like getting rid of any bristlebacks, though, have you? Take your time. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Lidias? ¿Cómo va todo? Dime. No te había hablado porque
Come back anytime.
Now can I get this fixed?
I can fix your tools. Afraid there's no fixing you.
I just want to sleep.
Hey! I'll have you know, I am the smartest man to ever stand exactly.
Por fin tengo mi flechita.
It should be.
Ah, pero este rompe piezas y mucho.
Useful? Now I just need to get what he's moving.
Fire thing, huh?
Entonces no puedo botarlo todavía.
see? Savior of Meridian.
I know I'm here.
Something?
Elvin must be
Armor.
Is my trade.
How goes it, Hammerhead?
Madam!
Nothing's happening.
Be welcome, Elva.
bring that